Good afternoon. Welcome to New York Metro Weather's first discussion, video discussion at least. We've had many discussions. First video discussion for the fall of 2014. And moving forward into the winter, we're going to be very excited to continue to conduct these, talk with you guys, and give you an idea as to what we're thinking about the pattern moving forward. So what you're looking at right now is the first image of a set of images here in our afternoon discussion. And what we're looking at actually is the 500 millibar heights and anomalies. So anomalies meaning departure from normal in those heights. And we're focusing on the left side here. So these are at 500 millibars. And you can see here are the main features. There's a big trough in the North Pacific. We've all heard about the extratropical cyclone, which phased with another system and caused a tremendously impressive storm. And that has pumped up this ridge here along the west coast of the United States up into western Canada, parts of Alaska. And it's displacing a lot of cold air to the south. You can see the height anomalies over the Great Lakes into the northeast are below normal here by the end of the week into next weekend coming up. So this weekend coming up, actually. And what's happening as a result of this big ridge and these well above normal anomalies is the Arctic Oscillation is tanking. This graph, we're only going to pay attention to the top here. This is the Arctic Oscillation. We talk about this in our winter forecast if you want to go reference and see what it's about. But you can see the Arctic Oscillation going up and down here throughout October. It went down to near record levels, touching -4 standard deviation in the middle of October. And you can see the models here forecasting another major drop over the next couple of days of the Arctic Oscillation. And this is usually a harbinger of cold air in the United States. So it's a good sign that forecast models are keying in on the fact that a lot of cold air is going to make its way into the United States. We'll also look here, at the 2-meter temperature anomalies, which are forecast by next Tuesday on the forecast model. So just about a week from today. Very good agreement on this ridging going up into Western Canada, into Canada, Alaska, the Western United States, and even into Greenland. We'll talk about that in a second. All of this cold air that's usually bottled up there is going to be displaced to the south. And here's the GFS 2-meter temperature anomaly forecast for next week. These are temperatures 16-20 degrees below normal throughout a large majority of the eastern United States, from the Rockies on eastward. And you can clearly see in the west coast where the ridge is still, and all of the Arctic air is just pouring into the eastern United States. So the agreement on a cold pattern developing is very strong at this point. Now the question becomes, for those of us that are watching this discussion video at least, is it going to snow? What's going to happen with the snow? Our first chance for snow, and I don't personally think that there are any major chances of accumulating snowfall appearing on the models yet. Our first chance comes with this weak disturbance here at 500 millibars. If you look at the top right panel, very weak low pressure system. This is as soon as Friday morning into Friday afternoon. It's going to happen that quickly. And on the bottom right here, you can see precipitation is mainly offshore. The models don't have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. Bottom left here, you can see dry air at 700 millibars over our area with the moisture offshore. That's not to say we might not see snow showers. I think that's actually probably what is going to happen as this disturbance passes overhead. But any steady precipitation, that's going to stay off the coast unless there are some major changes on the forecast models. But there may be some flakes flying in the air on Friday morning. And our next chance would come at the end of the weekend into early next week when the models bring in a large trough from Canada. You can see here how much the pattern has amplified compared to here. This is when the cold air is just starting to come in. This is Friday. And now look at early next week how amplified this pattern is with this tremendous trough throughout the central United States. And the cold air fully entrenched. Look at the bottom right panel here. These are -10 or lower temperatures at 850 millibars. And you can see precipitation here along the east coast, but with the primary surface low over the Great Lakes, it doesn't appear likely that our area will see snow from this event either. More likely than not, this will be the event that really ushers in the cold air behind it. And then we might be looking at chances of snow beyond that. This is not a short-lived pattern. That's one thing that we have been trying to vocalize to our clients. This is not going to be a few days of cold and then back to 60s like we're experiencing today. I really hope you're out there enjoying it because over the next 2 weeks or so, the models are not budging. This is the pattern, the day 10 pattern on the Euro and the GFS through 240 hours. So this is valid a long ways away from now, and this is the average. Look at the blocking in the high latitudes, a massive ridge over parts of Alaska, western Canada, and then a second ridge building in the NAO regions into Greenland towards the Davis Strait. And this totally locks in cold air over the East Coast and keeps the funnel going from the poles. So we're going to have cold air that is unseasonable for this time of year. This is not typical. It's not something we see often. Listen, it's not going to be 0 degrees outside, but the pattern that's settling in right now as a result of these major changes to the global circulations is something that's actually quite anomalous. And so as we look into the next 2 to possibly 3 weeks, it looks cold and it looks stormy. We can't pinpoint any snow chances just yet. But if you're a warm weather type of person, I strongly suggest getting outside today, maybe Tuesday if you have the day off. Although we might see some drizzle Tuesday evening. The cold air is coming, and it looks like, as you can see from what we've tried to explain to you today, it's going to stick around for a while. We hope you enjoyed this quick discussion, which we were able to put up for you guys this afternoon. A lot more of these coming up. Enjoy your Monday. We hope to hear from you guys if you have any feedback. Take care.